Всех приветствую. Продолжаем проходить игру Alan Wake. У нас здесь небольшой флешбэк. Мы у себя дома, в квартире в Нью-Йорке. И нам необходимо включить кофеварку. Кофеварку. Так, ну тогда мы ее включать пока не будем. Пока осмотримся. Оп, очки. Так, на балкон нельзя выйти. Ну, неплохая такая квартирка. Вот
Hey, handsome.
термос.
This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Так ты ж термос подобрал только что. Странно. Закрыто. Так, рукопись у нас есть очередная. Опа. Это второй... это мы там не все, что ли, нашли? Ладно. Внезапная остановка, первая рукопись. Правду говорят, бывает не падение, а внезапная остановка в конце. Я лежал здесь, в снегу, а в голове у меня раз за разом повторялась жуткая вереница сцен, которые привели меня сюда. Повтор моего личного кино с реальным убийством, память моего трупа. Алан Уэйк почти что Джон Уэйн. Опять я играю словами. Роковая женщина исчезла, остался только кислый привкус поцелуя, который убил меня. Это было запоздалое прощание. Через 13 лет после того, как я отомстил, оно наконец настигло меня. Боль пришлось терпеть долго. Моя кровь окрасила снег, этакий зловещий коктейль с замороженным соком. Растворила все разбросанные болеутоляющие и лениво капала в сточную трубу, смешиваясь с желчью города, становясь с ней опять целым. Теперь я вижу их, мою жену и сына. Милая, я дома. Так, наши книги. Возвращение с Сэм. Что я могу забыть? Рикс Кейси. Понятно. Неплохая спальня.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Снежная буря. Надеюсь, нас не выгонят на улицу по такой погоде. Так, здесь, видимо, ничего нет. Ой, ванна классная. И душ, и ванна. Блин, вообще нормально. Так, где наша кофеварка?
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Ну вот так, значит, да? Это осталось за кадром.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan! Please check the fuse box!
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
В общем,
I'm
ну,
fine, I'm fine. Just get the lights back on. Now, please.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
в общем, она
Hi.
очень
You
боится
okay?
темноты, да?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Да уж, как мы
I'm
себя
okay.
чувствуем?
My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Что-то он больше на рыбака похож.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning
oh.
fishing short for this, Doc.
Блин,
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like
с
me.
рыбалки
But
вырвали.
she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really
Короче,
matter, I
понятно.
suppose. But it can be very relaxing.
Не
out
знаю,
there.
сидеть,
You
блин,
can't get me off the water this
рыбачить.
time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
На любителя. На любителя. Вставать в 4 утра, накопать там каких-то червей, выезжать там, дождь, слякоть, холодно, спать охота. Не знаю, какой кайф в этом. Ну, кому-то нравится.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Разыскиваются Ричард Баух, Брюс Данский, Джейкоб Миллер. Не вернулись вовремя из туристического похода и не выходят на связь.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up.
Точняк бы
Excuse
упрятала.
me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Там у меня дробаш есть. Короче, надо их всех загасить.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back. I couldn't go anywhere yet.
Mr. Wake.
I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
He's one of our regulars.
I
No.
thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
Темная сущность в закусочной.
In spite of its human mask,
Хотя она и
to
носила
describe the dark presence as
человеческое
intelligent would
обличие,
imply
но
human
назвать темную
qualities on
сущность
something
разумной
decidedly
значило
inhuman.
применить человеческое понятие к
Nonetheless,
тому,
it found the
что
one
было
spot in the
совершенно
diamond that
чуждо
was
всему
dark enough.
человеческому.
Some light
Тем не
spilled into the
менее,
corridor,
она нашла
ravaging it.
единственное
But it took the
достаточно
pain.
темное
Horrible as it
место во
was,
всей
the writer would
закусочной.
soon
Свет,
fix that. He would be
льющийся в
coming to the
коридор.
one place where it still had
Страшно
power.
мучило ее, но она терпела. Писатель скоро исправит положение. Он направлялся в то единственное место, где власть все еще принадлежала ей. Сущность. Это вон та вот бабка, что ли, сущность?
Hey! Anybody out there? Hey!
Проходи.
Hey, you! Can you help
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said,
Давай
go through the
включим.
fence on the left.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let any.
Жрался, веди себя нормально. Так, старая, это вот это что ли старая? Нет. Так, термос,
The
радио.
caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? No point in getting all
Сфокуси... Ага. Окей. Идемте туда. Так. Так, я понял, что сюда. Я смотрю, как забраться туда. Ёпнуть. Давай, пала! Уэйк на пике влюбленных.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last
Похититель
time, and
встретил...
the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from.
Похититель выстрелил в последний раз,
Nothing to it, Wake.
и тень растаяла во тьме, из которой явилась. Вот видишь,
Stood
Уэйк,
on the wooden
ничего
platform
особенного.
of Lover's Peak.
Сама мысль о том, что Элис в руках у этого человека, была отвратительной. Мы стояли на деревянной площадке пика влюбленных. За спиной у нас были гора и водопад. В высоте над головой мерцали красным огоньки радиомачты. Меня так и подмало нанести удар, но я заставил себя заговорить. Давай перейдем к делу. Где моя жена?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Да ну перескакивает, ну ё-моё.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Непонятно. Это его так таращит через телевизор? Или вообще, что это за приход?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, come on, take it easy.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you
Сейчас
have
Барри
business with
разрулится.
Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press
ворвался.
charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone.
Барри
I
нас уже
told Barry
вытаскивал из
everything.
передряги.
He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al,
Кажется, вот
what you
такие
were saying
фанаты,
in the
они
car, just
немножко
listen to
безумные.
yourself.
От них ожидать можно чего угодно. Скелет колумбийского мамонта. Мамутус колумби. Эта особь, возраст которой по оценкам составляет около 14 тысяч лет, была найдена в асфальтовых озерах Ла-Брея в 1981 году. В 1998 он был подарен национальному парку Элдервуд, когда колумбийский мамонт стал государственным ископаемым штата Вашингтон. Его нарекли кривозубым Чарли, и с тех пор он является официальным талисманом парка.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? Are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's just...
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
All right, wait here.
Да, wait here. Блин, Алан, куда ты их все запихиваешь, эти термосы? Странный ты тип. Так, поговорить с Расти. Где Расти? Вот Расти. Это дверь или что это такое? Можем выйти? Хрен. На веранду, да, можем выйти? Хорошо, здесь ничего нет.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Oh, новый квест.
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head.
Да разберемся, у меня там дробаш, ракетница, там все есть.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Замечательно.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Хрена себе, куда переться. Хорошо.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now. Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their
Барри
beds,
прав, если
wearing
честно.
white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Ой, Барри забавный тип. Ладно, на этом эту серию мы закончим. Нам предстоит добраться вон туда. Что-то это плохо видно. В общем, на пик ориентироваться на антенну. Да, мне кажется, мы еще приблизимся к разгадке нашей загадки. Это будет интересно. Надеюсь, всем понравилось. Спасибо за просмотр. Увидимся.